So how are you guys?
I'm whelmed.
You're whelmed?
Yeah.
Why are you whelmed?
Because of the hot sauce thing.
I know, that was
good God.
disappointing. So
5 million Scovilles.
And all they did was break a sweat. No freaking out, no vomiting, no
I'm sorry.
running for milk. That
Well, there was
disappointing.
that small freak out PV had because he thought he swallowed rust.
Well, that was just because he mixed the sauce and the cheese that didn't taste well together.
That was gross. Who mixes blue cheese?
Okay,
Blue
for everyone
cheese
who's just tuning in, for everyone who's just tuning
chili
in,
concentrate.
MJ found an evil-looking bottle of hot sauce in their studio.
Yep.
What's it called?
At the radio station.
Mad Dog. It's called Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. I keep forgetting the numbers, but yeah, a
It's
listener
like
sent it
5
in.
million Scovilles.
Yeah, so thanks to, I think it was, I'm not sure who sent it. Maybe it was Star Marjorie, but either way, thank you for sending it. FYI, nobody at the station has touched it. It's just been there for a week. I think people were just too scared to try it, but I took a swipe and brought it today, and Misha tried it. Our dear PV tried it too, and all that happened was break a sweat because like I saw these videos online of people reacting to this hot sauce and they were like freaking out, vomiting. But I just realized, right, these are white people.
Exactly. Their tolerance for hot sauce, hot food in general, it's not that high.
Their idea of seasoning is a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper.
That is
Like,
true.
we were so ready to film it. I was the master shot. Anjo even had his angle on Misha. Antoinette had her angle on PV. 3-cam setup and the disappointing results.
Luckily, I didn't shoot it in high
gonna
speed.
4K.
You were going to
No,
do 120 FPS?
I
Yeah.
wanted to because
Yeah, but
just
then-
in case you'd be like,
Then those reactions didn't warrant a Zack Snyder like treatment.
No, but it was just weird. You know, we were just sitting there eating our chicken, and all of a sudden we were sweating for no reason. Like, wait, what's happening?
That was the highlight though when I saw PB sweat drip. I was like, oh man, PB sweating.
It's like, what's happening to us?
I was kind of hoping Misha would like do the episode with a lisp or something because of the hot sauce.
Yeah, I was half hoping that his tongue would start swelling, so he'd be,
Oh, look,
doing the episode with the
you know,
lisp.
we prepared for everything. You know, we got out the milk. We had melon milk. We had condensada. We had
You had a cheesecake. You had a Twinkie.
From the can.
every bit of dairy we could find because we forgot to buy milk. So we just had this one little box of melon milk.
I don't know because
You didn't even need it.
growing up here, you just get hot sauce, but you never see anything that has a Scoville rating on the label except for this one. It's like 5 million Scoville, and that's reading 5 million on the label is kind of intimidating, right?
The best part, Misha and PV saying like, Anjo, no, you can totally try this. Kaya mo to. And then Anjo's excuse is like, I don't want to sweat.
It's cold in the room. I don't want to get sick.
He's just like, I don't want to sweat. Okay.
You have to be man enough to say no.
All right, so that's where we're at.
Okay.
We'll see if Misha will have these moments of hot sauce highs, but he seems okay.
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Darn it.
Yeah.
So the movie world is on fire again for some reason. Warner Brothers made an announcement that next year every single one of their films will debut on their streaming platform.
What's the count? 17, right? 17?
I think so.
17
Yeah,
movies.
all their movies are coming out on HBO Max with a limited theatrical run. Now the kicker is a lot of the directors and the actors did not know that Warner Brothers was going to make that announcement. So the feedback has been very, very bad for the studio.
And then the one leading the charge
Is Chris Nolan. Chris Nolan from the very beginning has been against debuting films on streaming platforms because he came out with Tenet early in the year.
I always say it that way. I'm sorry.
Tenet.
But the thing is, the movie, when it came out...
What's the name of the movie?
That Christopher Nolan film?
Tenet. Okay, sorry, going back.
He refused to have it come out on streaming platforms first, insisting on preserving the big screen experience for everybody. And unfortunately, what that did was it just drove more people to streaming because a lot of people didn't want to go to the cinemas. So the studios, the lesson they took from that was if people won't leave their house for a Christopher Nolan movie, they're not going to come out for anything else. So everything that was supposed to come out this year got pushed back to the point now that Warner Brothers is saying everything is just going to come out on streaming.
I couldn't blame I won't blame people for not wanting to go to a cinema.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pandemic still. I mean, you should be glad people aren't scrambling, going out there and catching COVID and spreading it around. I mean, that's
true.
a good sign.
Yeah. Also, like on Christopher Nolan's side, being I wouldn't blame him for voicing all these protests against releasing all the movies on streaming on the streaming platform. Because I think that Christopher Nolan is a traditionalist. Wasn't he one of the
he still shoots on 35.
Exactly, right? So that's why his movies are so
and
expensive
he likes
to produce.
blowing up stuff for real.
Yep. Yeah, so he is a traditionalist by nature. I think he would, there's no other person who would have a more violent reaction than him.
Yeah, I guess. But a lot of people are saying it's hypocritical of him because he's the one who drove people to streaming in the first place by forcing the issue with that movie.
Tenet.
Oh, you said it properly. I'm so proud.
He tried. Yeah, good for you.
Tenet!
And a big reason that the directors and the actors are upset is because, number one, they were not informed. So people like James Gunn, who's directing Suicide Squad for the studio, he didn't have a choice. He didn't have a say in the matter in how people would experience his film.
Yeah, I think that's the bad part.
Yeah.
And also the producing partners of Warner Brothers are upset, like Legendary Studios, who paid for most of the bill for King Kong versus Godzilla. They're like, "Oy, wala yan sa usapan. We were supposed to put this out in theaters. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And the actors are pissed off because a lot of them make money off the back end. Like if the movie makes X% of money, the actors get a cut from the profits.
Mm-hmm.
So they're upset too. So now Warner Brothers has to make individual deals with all of these actors by guessing how much the movies would have made and then buy them out because it's in their contracts.
Yeah.
Damn, that's so expensive.
So they're spending many, many millions now that maybe they wouldn't have had to
Probably.
if they'd waited.
Or the millions they would have been spending now would have been for marketing campaigns, all these premieres.
Depending who you ask, the thing about Warner Brothers is they're owned by a big conglomerate now. The same company that owns AT&T, or it is AT&T, whatever. But they're really, really looking at the bottom line now. So every day that the movies aren't released is a day that they're losing money because they can't pay back all their debts from the productions.
Yeah.
They can't pay the crews, the actors, whatever they still owe them because the movies aren't making any money.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And AT&T, they've been ruthless this year.
So it's more of a chicken and egg case.
Yeah.
Like which one, going to be better for the industry.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, this pandemic really fucked up a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, enough of the bad news.
There's good news?
There's good news.
It's still 2020. What's the good news?
They've casted Andrew Garfield and Kirsten Dunst for the Spider-Man movie.
Hey, that's cool. They don't go together at all.
Toby.
Which leads you to believe that they'll be producing the Spider-Verse.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
That's pretty much where it's going,
Yes.
I feel. I mean, that's no mystery.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that somebody spotted Alfred Molina on the set. So, he was a great bad guy in Spider-Man 2 as Dr. Octopus.
Probably the best Spider-Man movie.
I really love that. As far as Silver Age goes, it's just pure classic.
Yep, probably the best Spider-Man movie. But then it's confirming that the Spider-Verse concept is gonna be the movie.
I'm not complaining.
No,
I'm not complaining at all.
I doubt it'll have as good a soundtrack as that animated movie, though.
Oh, that's also something I want to bring up. Like, I want to see this as fantastic and exciting as the animated one because that had like so many different animation styles to put it all together to make it such a visual treat.
Yep.
So how do they make this as interesting in live action?
By signing the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. Wait, he's not the original.
How far back are we going? Are we going for that crappy 1970s TV show?
the Japanese Sentai Spider-Man?
I like that one. No, but the Americans had a one-season live-action show that was really, really bad. It starred one of the kids who was from Sound of Music. One of the Von Trapp kids was Spider-Man. He was Nicholas Hammond. And
Can you
it
sing
was,
his lines from Sound of Music?
No, I cannot.
We tried, guys. We tried.
I try not to. But yes. I really want to see this movie done well. I want them to take their time with it.
Yeah.
Don't rush it. Nobody gets sick making this. You know, we got a vaccine out.
You know what? One interesting thing about this movie is that since Tony Stark is not going to be in the MCU anymore, they're going to have Stephen Strange take over the mentorship of
that's
Spider-Man.
Oh, that's where it's going then.
Yeah.
That's why it's the whole Spider-Verse.
If they're doing like a multiverse, you know, then maybe they could end up in a universe where Tony Stark's still alive.
He's dead. Just kidding.
He died?
Spoiler alert.
When?
Wait.
Okay.
Are you from another universe?
Just kidding. Oh, one thing I really want to happen in this movie is that Spider-Man pointing meme.
They have to do
Oh,
that.
They have
Please
to
do
do
that.
it.
They absolutely
They
have to
really
do
have
that.
to do that meme. I swear to God, with all the Spider-Man there, that would be amazing.
Oh. Yes, I would do
That's
that.
my only wish.
But Tobey Maguire is not yet confirmed.
He's not. Oh yeah,
not
because
yet.
it's a matter of money or something.
I think so.
Ugh.
As a member of the Pussy Posse.
Yeah, he is.
I hate that name so much.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
So crass.
DiCaprio's the only one who's relevant. So let's see how long Maguire can hold out on the money part.
Yeah.
Okay, just to wrap up this whole bit with Spider-Man, if any of you guys are playing the Miles Morales standalone game on PS4, there is an option to use the animated Miles skin. And when you select that, the game loses frames. So it is awesome. It's like you're playing the animated movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh, cool.
that was
The frame rate drops.
Yeah, a lot of sneakerheads criticized that because Miles Morales was wearing Jordan 1s
Yes,
in the
Jordan.
movie, but in this game he's wearing Adidas sneakers.
I know.
Oh,
and
maybe
people
they couldn't
people
get
were
that
like,
right.
"What a downgrade from Jordans to like Adidas." What?
Hey, they're pretty good sneakers too, but they're not
No, they're not
J1s.
Jordans.
They're
No,
not
of
J1s
course not.
at all, which could cost up to...
Speaking of
Like
which,
your
I have to go to
mortgage.
that Jordan store soon.
I heard it's fully booked till next year.
Yes, till January.
Did you get a pair of the Manila Jordans?
I wish I had, but
You'd have to wear them out of the store, though.
Yeah, you would have to.
I don't mind. I would have them if I did get them.
How much are they going for now?
$500,000
I know.
Jeez.
pesos.
Yep. They were
Almost.
starting at 240,000, 200,000, 240,000. The highest I saw, I think, was like 600, 800,000.
I'm not gonna spend
we're
that
past
much on
$500,000 na
shoes.
pala.
No, I think 500,000 is the average. But I know that they're going to come out with a mass retail version
Yes,
that
they
will
are.
not be numbered, but is the exact same colorway.
Yes. That's fine. I mean, choose your fandom, choose your hobby. You're not gonna criticize. If you have the money, go for it. If you
If
don't,
you have the money, give it to me.
sucks. But
That's my big statement. Okay, as for my news bit, I have two actually. I don't know how much we have time for, but just this one real quick since we're talking about video games. Metal Gear Solid film adaptation.
Oh, yeah.
is this Oscar Isaac?
Yes.
Starring
the Oscar
Apocalypse.
Isaac.
Why did you have to make it the fuck? No.
Poe Dameron.
Yes, I'd go with that.
Yeah.
But
Popocalypse.
Pope. Now I'm imagining the Pope ending the world.
Oh, no.
Apocalypse.
If that happens
No.
this year, then 2020 is, truly the worst year ever.
Yeah. But no, our Pope right now is pretty cool. I don't
He's
think he's
sweet.
going to do that.
They can roll
Okay,
you
so
one.
yeah.
It was
Solid
already
Snake,
the worst.
Metal Gear Solid. I'm very excited. I remember watching my brothers play this game for hours and hours on end, like more than once. Because like you finish the game once,
Yep.
you get to pick who, at the end, you get to pick who to save, right?
Yeah.
And you get a special skill
Yep.
Yeah.
afterwards. So you get that skill and you play it over again so you can save the other guy and then you
Yep.
get that. Yeah, I know.
Metal
That
Gear
was
is
so fun. It's
awesome.
It's iconic.
But Oscar Isaac, I think, could pull it off.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of
totally.
hate comments.
What? Hate. Haters
I
gonna
know.
hate.
You know how you want to see the Spider-Man meme in the movie, in the live action movie, in the Metal Gear movie? I just want to see him sneaking around in a box.
Yes! I want to see that.
I
think
want to
every-
see a box walking and people immediately forgetting it's there when it stops moving.
Or
Yes.
I want to see exclamation points on the guards.
And that sound no, but if this movie was produced like 5-10 years ago, you knew who else I would have loved seeing as Solid Snake?
Who?
Josh Brolin.
Who Solid Snake did you want to see?
Josh Brolin. Oh, I did not get that immediately. Never mind. Let's not get.
I know.
Anjo likes getting
I
it.
said, Not as much as you do, Misha. Anyway, yeah, you know who else I would have loved in the role of Solid Snake? I think Josh Brolin would have been, good for the role like 5-10 years ago.
You mean Thanos?
Thanos.
You mean Cable?
The dude from Gangster? Oh, the guy from Goonies.
The guy from Goonies. He was so young.
Yep.
My bit for today is Charlize Theron has said in an interview that she would happily do a lesbian reboot of Die Hard. Somebody make this movie.
I would
please make this movie.
I would love to see
I love Charlize Theron.
Somebody wrote up like a synopsis. It's like, you could retain the same plot where she goes to see her wife at the office tower. Maybe they had a fight this morning because somebody didn't feed the cat. Because of course they have a cat because they're
Of course it's a cat.
Of course they have a cat. Huh?
Why can't it be a dog?
They don't have kids. They're career women. They don't have time for a dog. So they got a cat. Cat can take care of itself.
Stereotyping.
So she goes to the building and, boom, mayhem ensues. Instant Christmas
So
classic.
who would you play? Who would you get as the villain?
That's a good question.
You know?
The bad guy last time was Snape. So who else can we
Hans
get?
Gruber.
Who can we get? Snape's gone.
Agnes Gruber.
Agnes Gruber. You get McGonagall to play her. No.
No.
You get Dame Maggie Smith to be the bad guy.
Bellatrix Lestrange.
How about Olivia Colman,
Who's Olivia Colman?
the Queen
Ooh.
from The Crown?
Yes.
Yes. She could be the bad guy.
After every sentence, she says, "Thank you."
She would fuck Charlize up.
That's gonna be fun.
Let's make that happen. Petition.
Please.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to wrap this up, I have an epic news bit on a Lifetime movie that's about to come up. This is not fake. This is real. They are making a sexy Colonel Sanders in KFC mini movie starring Mario Lopez.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know this. I saw this.
It is not a joke. It's serious. It has a trailer and everything. And you see him with his fake gray hair and mustache.
It
It's
looks
so
amazing.
bad.
It's gonna be like 15,
It's got Mario Lopez. It's got abs. It's got fried chicken.
It's gonna be like 15, 20 minutes long, and I think Mario Lopez will get more eyeballs here than he did in that Saved by the Bell reunion show.
I agree.
Reboot show, sorry. But
I agree.
who doesn't want to see sexy Colonel Sanders?
I never thought he had Hispanic blood. I never expected this. But okay.
I never thought I would hear sexy Colonel Sanders in one sentence.
You never played that dating sim that came out of Japan?
Oh yeah, there's that.
What?
They made a sexy Colonel Sanders dating sim.
But wasn't he still
What?
kind of like an old guy? But still
No.
like a zaddy. Still like a
they made him
hot
like
guy.
a sexy dude. They made him like a hot guy.
Yeah, but still old. But this Mario Lopez is like,
Look, to be fair, Mario Lopez is kind of old. He just never aged in the last 20 years. He's drinking from the same fountain as Paul Rudd at this point.
and Pharrell.
And Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Who else?
Yeah. J-Lo?
Yeah,
J-Lo. Good
J-Lo.
Lord. What was that movie? Hustlers?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
have
What
you seen,
the
did you
hell?
see the new poster for her new album?
No?
You should Google that.
I will.
That is. Oh, Jennifer Aniston, I think, belongs to that criteria too.
Well, you kind of see her age, but she's still hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see the age, especially in the morning
We're the
show.
Millers.
Yeah, that
Oh,
too.
I'm sorry.
Well, she was
Also
a
the
bit
morning
younger. She was a bit younger there too.
Morning
Remember.
show though, you can see like the lines, but
Yeah.
she's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like those blue eyes never like fade at all.
I love that show, morning show.
Yeah.
Okay.
wait.
And
season
so
2.
this sexy KFC movie is called A Recipe for Seduction.
Wait,
You gotta see the trailer.
wait. If there's gonna be a Philippine release, will they be serving that with gravy?
Will it be finger licking good?
I'm pretty sure that's one of their taglines.
I don't think anyone's going to be asking for extra gravy in this movie, though.
Yeah.
If you're in the Philippines, maybe.
Well, whatever it is, there's not going to be any rice, that's for sure.
I also saw this meme from not really a meme, it's like a literal photo of like the plate if you dine in from KFC and they have this little space where you put the gravy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the caption was, para santo.
That was me in college.
Because like you literally just pour it on wherever the chicken is and make it soup.
You guys
Damn
remember
right.
the chicken fillet meal in college was like 50 pesos, right?
Yes.
$50 with that drink with a drink, right?
Oh my goodness. I lived next to KFC in college, remember, Misha?
Oh, good God. Yes, she did.
I did. And like
She got so sick of it at some point.
No, this is what happens. I said, I always say, please let's not eat at KFC. I'm so sick of it. But like the moment I enter, it's like, what do I get? It's like, okay, I smell it. Let's
Good
get
Lord.
some chicken.
You know Katipunan. She
I
was,
know Katipunan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sino nga ba siya?
She was next.
Yeah, I know the build. Oh, that building near the
Yeah,
KFC.
there.
What was it
I
called?
lived Let's not let people know where I used
let's
to
not.
live.
Sige, let's not.
Misha, you're so creepy.
Well, I'm not there anymore, but still. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for our little roundup. It's a recipe for seduction.
Mario Lopez.
Gravy.
Extra rice. Wait, what?
So Asian.
Hot shots.
All right, let's get to the movie.
Sponsor us, KFC.
Chicken.
So for those of you who haven't seen Borat, the subsequent film movie, you can catch it on Amazon Prime. Sponsorships. Also, the first one is available on Netflix. Sponsorships.
Yeah.
We're being super subtle right now. We hope somebody picks up on what we're not saying.
Wink, wink.
Sponsorships. Sponsors.
Wink,
Yes,
wink.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, so for those of you who haven't seen it, we will definitely be talking about spoilers in this film because it's really hard not to. So many amazing moments. But yeah, if you don't want to get spoiled, we suggest you watch the movie first. Or if you don't mind getting spoiled, then carry on.
Welcome to Sub-Auteurs, brought to you by Big Baby Studios. And today, we will be making great success in talking about our favorite Kazakh journalist.
God.
I'm
Which,
Andrew.
I think he's the
he's
only Kazakh journalist we know.
Yeah, he's probably the
It's
only
like-
Kazakh journalist we know.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
do this.
I'm Anjo, by the way. You guys,
Not Borat. I'm Anjo.
not Borat.
My name is MJ.
I'm Misha. I don't know what I'm doing here.
We are here to sit through an hour of Anjo's Borat impressions.
No, come
Oh,
on.
God.
I'm not going to be doing Borat the whole time. You know, it's not going to be such
Just
a...
most of it?
I don't know. Everybody's going to... Somebody has to do a Tutar impression too. And I can't start
Okay.
breaking out in Kazakh.
I don't know. If I try, I feel like it's gonna come out as that girl from Glow. Who's that Russian girl?
Zoya.
Zoya, the Destroyer.
more than Tota, so I don't know.
I don't know. Because I just saw the second Borat movie not too
That's what
long
we're
ago.
talking about, by the way.
All right.
Maybe
Yeah.
Borat in general, a quick recap of the character and when and how it started, I guess. And then the second.
Yeah. For anyone just catching up, Borat is one of Sacha Baron Cohen's characters that he uses to play pranks on unsuspecting people. He started on the Ali G show and some sketches on that before he got his own movie in 2006. And in 2007, Sacha Baron Cohen retired the character because he said he couldn't pull those kinds of pranks anymore now that everybody knew who he was. I mean, as Borat. So the year is now 2020, and we apparently are living in a time when we have another Borat movie. And
Hooray!
now we're going to go into what we thought about it.
Yes.
Borat.
So it's
So,
called the Borat subsequent movie film, aka Borat 2. And
Mhm.
it takes off where, like, years after he left off with the 2006 movie, the first 2006 movie.
So in this
Mhm.
sequel, apparently he failed in his mission to, in the first movie he was supposed to learn about the American culture and teach his fellow Kazakhs about the American culture, which in the second
Mhm.
movie was established in the early parts of the second movie that he failed to do so. So he was imprisoned for almost 2 decades. What the fuck just happened?
A lot has happened. Well, his producer's been turned into a chair.
Can we talk about Azamat? Azamat.
Azamat Bagatov.
I was so disappointed when Azamat did not return for the sequel. Well, you know.
Well, he did.
Well, you know what I mean by returning. I cannot. He is already that chip.
That was so wrong.
Yeah. Well,
And even the chair had a penis on it.
Exactly.
Yes, I said it. The chair had a penis on it.
Well, it still has that very offensive brand of humor as the first one. But it's very interesting how this film, I heard, was shot in a very, very short amount of time. And during the coronavirus pandemic, which made it very complicated, but they still pulled it off, in my opinion.
I think it's so impressive that they were able to do this during the coronavirus period and during the election campaigning period.
Yeah. Must have been crazy.
I wonder what that experience must have been like for the crew.
And I think that it was a very minimal crew.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely,
Yeah,
it should be.
Probably 2
For
or
anyone
3
who's not
camera
familiar, Borat is, as Borat, what Sacha Baron Cohen likes to do is he likes to let people show how ignorant, how close-minded, or how bigoted they are just by acting like a clueless foreigner. And in the first movie, he played that gag on a lot of unsuspecting rednecks, kicks, frat boys. I think there were a couple of public officials in there too.
Maybe
and
mostly Southern
this
people.
Time, I didn't say that, but yeah. This time around, he still does that, but in this case, they had to be a little bit more creative in how they went about it because Borat is just so recognizable now. And I like that the film acknowledges that. Like in the first 5-10 minutes, they show him. He cannot walk down the street because everyone knows who he is.
People were literally screaming, "Borat, can I have an autograph? I'll give. I want an autograph
Borat.
now.
I am not.
It is not me. It is not me.
It is not. Okay, wrong reference.
So,
Wrong movie. Wrong character. That is not Borat.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if they met each other?
Oh my God!
Oh shit!
Because Tommy Wiseau, he swears he's American.
Oh my God! I
Borat wants to learn about America.
Borat to interview Tommy Wiseau.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, they could make it like a 6-hour thing, like Truffaut and Hitchcock. I would watch the hell out of that.
I would. I really would.
No, I don't know. But
So yeah, a lot of the gags. I mean, Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen is forced as Borat to go in undercover. He has to wear different disguises in this one to do the same kinds of gags.
Mm-hmm.
And when he wasn't doing that, they introduced a new character who could pick up the slack. And I think Anjo that's his new favorite character in the world.
Yes. No, the thing is with the character of Borat and this new character who's supposed to be his daughter named Tutar.
Mm-hmm.
Tutar?
Mm-hmm.
Tutar. Tutar. That's how you spell the name.
Yeah, I think that's yeah.
You know, to be able to play these characters on the fly, most of it is ad-lib or improv is amazing. And to think that this character is being played by a really young girl. And to be able to deal with situations that they put themselves in, that's so amazing. Tutar was the breakout character of this movie.
Yeah, and to not get swallowed under the talent of Sacha Baron Cohen. He's obviously experienced with this and he's doing really well. He's done the character before, but for her to not be overshadowed by him, it's amazing.
Yes, I agree.
For sure.
Actually, at certain points in the movie, she would actually steal the scenes from him.
Definitely. And I think he was okay with that. I mean, though he could see it and he was being very generous, I think. And I read some of her interviews and she said she loved working with him because he would trust her instincts and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because when she auditioned, she thought it was like a human trafficking thing.
Oh, shit. What?
She had no idea what was going on. Like they made her go to a place, go into this room by yourself. Someone will talk to you. She had no idea what the hell was going on.
That's actually really scary. You know, she's a 24-year-old actress, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. She's from Bulgaria. And again, in the same way that Sacha Baron Cohen wasn't too well known in the States at the time, this Bulgarian actress, Maria Bakalova, she's able to use her anonymity, her unknown stature.
Anonymity.
Anonymity. That's where clownfish
Sorry,
live.
I remember that Zoolander scene about the Aborigines. There was a belief with the Aboriginals that if they took a picture, a part of your soul will be taken into the camera. Sorry, I had to. Anonymity.
So yeah, this 24-year-old Bulgarian actress, because nobody knew who she was in America, she just went for it. All the crazy scenes of her as Borat's clueless daughter. I mean, she just owns every second she's on the screen, and I loved it. It was very refreshing.
Mm-hmm. I like the fact that it wasn't so much of hamming a scene. You know, like it wasn't. You know, it was completely exaggerating, but it didn't come off as hamming, in my opinion.
So
It was
a lot of the humor from Borat comes from the fact that the people that these crazy characters interact with have no idea that they're being pranked, that they're being punked, that, you know, that Borat's trying to get a reaction out of them. And it's funny because I wasn't kidding when I said that after the original movie came out, he really did retire the character. But he thought that what was going on in the world now was a good enough reason to try and bring it back to life, just to show show more of how ignorant people could be in this day and age.
And it made him like push his boundaries. I mean, I'm sure it was a different challenge to kind of like pull this off without being recognized. So
Yes.
props to him, like pushing himself as an actor and as a producer also, I guess. So props, mad props.
I mean, although there were scenes that you could see that people didn't know who Borat was.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, they only let him go full Borat once they vetted that the people he'd be interacting with had no idea who that character was.
For sure.
They would ask them questions about their pop culture knowledge. And if they were reasonably sure that they had no idea who Borat was, that's when they unleashed him on them.
Smart.
If I was one of the producers...
he had to put on an outfit.
If I was one of the producers, I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
After the first movie, knowing full well that you're going to be exposed, there's absolutely no possible way that you will be able to do a sequel doing the exact same thing you'll be doing in the first one.
I agree.
Which brings me to the point that the second movie felt more like more of a narrative than the first one, where the first one they would actually do the pranks and then try to stitch them together with a story, as opposed to the second one where they wrote a story and tried to incorporate the pranks. Or tried to write in the pranks into the story. This is what the impression was to me.
If I can be a little bit honest, I agree. This one is definitely more structured. This one definitely has more of a narrative. That in the first one, you kept questioning whether or not what you were seeing was real. But in this one, you know full well that it's a setup. Here, it's more manufactured, it's more structured. But I understand that they had to do that just because the character is already so well known.
Yes. I think that was the only way they could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with MJ. Sorry, I was going to say, I agree with you. I agree with you completely. It was brave of him to try and do something different. And I realized also, because to be honest, when I first saw the movie, I did not appreciate that aspect of it. I didn't like that it was that they forced a narrative onto it to try and justify the gags. But looking back on it now, I realized that he probably wouldn't have gotten this big of a platform to share his message or his ideas or his advocacy if he didn't bring back Borat. I mean, if he tried to be one of the characters from his TV show, Who is America, for example, it probably wouldn't have been greenlit. Nobody would have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's known for doing characters like these, like The Dictator and Bruno, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Although those didn't fly as much as Borat.
That's why I think Borat is like the character that made Sacha Baron Cohen. Can we just call him?
That's why they had to push it.
Can we just call him SBC? It's just a mouthful saying Sacha Baron Cohen all the time. Sacha
Borat Cohen.
Sacha Borat Cohen. SBC, the SBC Packers. Sorry. Shout out to Rex Navarrete.
You just called Borat a Packer?
Yeah, but shout out to Rex Navarrete, one of the greatest Filipinos, stand-up comedians there.
SBC Packers. And I think that me too. I think that nobody else could have done this but him. I feel like he is the comedian with the balls to actually go in there, pull off these amazingly offensive jokes, act so ignorant, but still have something very important to say. Like,
Yeah,
I can't think of anyone else who could do that right now.
I feel like the first one started off as a gigantic social experiment, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, because with this kind of, I think also the reason why they had to put structure into this thing, apart from the fact that he's already a well-known character, or it's Sacha Baron Cohen, it's SBC, who's been exposed, exposed to so many movies. He's been in a musical. He's been in a Netflix series.
Oh yeah,
The
he was in Sweetie Todd.
The kind of content that the first movie had, you could easily get on YouTube. There's so many YouTube channels that are dedicated to pranking people now.
Yes.
So it's gonna be
Yes.
it's a dime a dozen. It's so easy. So they had to write in a story. Aside from the fact that they're banking on the fame or the notoriety of Borat, they had to write in a story to make it to give it more sense.
And I feel
So
for
that's
this
what I
one,
think.
they had a goal also, because they really wanted to release this film before the U.S. elections hit.
That's right.
So
that's right.
he had a very clear message of what he wanted to say, which is probably why, despite retiring the character, he just had to revive it, because he's like, I want to say something, and how else can I say it? And this is the best way. I gotta revive Borat.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he was saying it like on his show, on his HBO show, Who is America. He had a whole bunch of new characters there. Like one of them was an Israeli special forces guy. And but again, none of those characters, you're right, none of those characters hit it as big as Borat. And probably nobody would pay for a movie with any of those guys anyway.
I think
And I think also because it's Borat, he has that built-in association with the audience.
I think so. I think it's because it's the first time, it's the first character that he's done that's been exposed to such a big audience. That's why the impact is there. So the second, the third one, unless he manages to pull off something that's, something that's it's more impactful than Borat, it's going to be hard to top what he did in the first movie, or the first character.
I think it's going to be hard to top what he did in this one when you're pranking the vice president of the United States.
Holy shit, that was amazing.
That was insane.
Michael Penis, I give you this gun as gift. Michael Penis. Oh my God.
Okay, for context, right? I mean, he infiltrates a Republican convention dressed as Donald Trump. Did you guys see how they did that?
Yeah,
oh my God,
actually,
that's fucking stupid.
To give this even more context before we dive into the actual pranks, the story is he has to go back to America. His president, his leader, the leader of
his premier.
Yeah, his premier has to. He sends him to America to kind of like kiss ass to the U.S. government, because it's, apparently MAGA, the whole movement, and Donald Trump is awesome. So they want to kiss ass, and
because he wants to be friends with strong men. He wants to be friends with strong men leaders.
So they sent Borat there on a mission. They were supposed to bring this monkey, but he ends up bringing his daughter accidentally. And
the monkey, by the way, is an officer in their government as well.
Yes.
He's their cultural minister and their number one porn star.
Oh Lord!
His name was Johnny. I think, was it Johnny something?
Johnny the monkey.
Johnny the monkey. No, it wasn't Johnny the monkey. It was Johnny something.
It was Johnny the monkey.
Was it just Johnny the monkey?
It was Johnny the monkey. You're just upset because he was a chimpanzee.
His daughter ate the fucking monkey.
Yeah, because she wanted to come to America. Daddy, take me with you. That kind of stuff. So they end up grooming her to make her the gift to these Republican leaders. And, let's just unfold from there.
Good Lord. So he breaks into the Republican convention dressed as Donald Trump to give his daughter as a gift.
Build it up first. He was asking the audience, or in his like mental notice, he was asking himself how he could break into that Republican convention. He dressed up as a Ku Klux Klan member.
Oh yeah, he
went into a Republican. He went in full Klan attire to get to a bathroom to change into Donald Trump. That was insane.
Crazy.
But I think those were shot on like 2 different days, because apparently the way he actually got in, he had to disguise himself as somebody else completely. And at the security check, when they passed the metal detector over him, they detected the microphone in his chest. And he knew that the second they touched his fake chest, they'd know he had a Donald Trump disguise underneath. So they asked him, is that a pacemaker? He's like, yes it is.
They literally just gave him a pass, gave him a way.
And then they moved the metal detector lower down his torso, and then tumunog na naman. And they're like, is that still the pacemaker? It has a wire. Okay, you can go in.
Genius.
Wait.
Yeah, but he really thought he was going to get caught.
Yeah.
Like, how can you? How can you?
But it was worth it. It was so worth it. Just take the piss out of those people.
It was good. I loved seeing Mike Pence's reaction to Michael Pence.
Just for the record, everybody listening, right? We're not telling you which way you should lean politically, whether in this country or anyone else's. But it's always, always, always going to be fun to see people taking the piss out of assholes. I don't care what side they're on. It's always going to be fun to see pompous people taking down a peg.
Exactly. Yep. And in that hilarious offensive manner.
I know, he's so good at it.
He is. It's amazing. And there was also this part where he went to this rally and did a song in front of people. And I think he had to wear bulletproof vests on occasion because he also went to this pro-gun rally somewhere in the US. So he was actually like scared shitless. Like, oh my God, I need to wear a bulletproof vest.
This
I
one thing about
shot. And
Sacha
people
Baron-
were carrying guns at this rally. You could like see, it's like, holy shit.
Dude,
they barely got away from that in real life. They had to drive away in an ambulance.
Holy fuck.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that was on the news.
They were trying to pull him out of the ambulance. He had to like hold the ambulance door from the inside to keep him from getting in. Jesus. He was so scared.
So scary. Man. I mean, like SBC has fucking balls. Like he's got huge balls for pulling all the stunts he's been pulling. Especially,
Can we talk? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Especially during these times like these, where there's so much anger and so much divide in the world, not just a single country, the world. And to be able to do those things, that's just you'd either be stupid or really brave, or both, actually.
And to think that the landscape now is actually more, I wouldn't say violent, but turbulent. Compared to
volatile
when he was doing this in 2006, because people are pissed, people are angry, people have
information gets passed around quicker.
Yeah,
without information. Sorry, allow me to rephrase. Information without the right context can easily be transferred faster, much quicker now.
And yeah, that's right. Social media was barely a thing when that first movie came out.
Social media was not the thing. No, I don't think so. Friendster and MySpace. Friendster, MySpace, and Multiply, I think. But that's it.
Age.
That was not my generation.
Okay.
What's that pala? What's Multiply?
I don't know.
What's a Friendster?
What's a MySpace? I don't know.
Oopsie. Right, Misha, you were saying something you want to talk about?
No, I was going to say Borat is great, and I love Borat, but he's barely in this movie as Borat. The one, for me, the MVP of this movie is
Tutar.
The daughter.
Tutar.
She's amazing.
Say it, Tutar.
I mean, Tutar.
Sounds like a Star Wars character. The more times you say it.
But MJ was absolutely, she hit it on the head when she said that...
I didn't hit anyone. I did not hit her. I did not.
Right movie.
Okay,
she's like, no, she's the MVP of this thing. She carries it.
Yep, she does.
I mean, she keeps pace, and sometimes she even sets the pace for SBC. And that's impressive because I don't know how you keep a straight face when he's doing his thing. And then to be acting at the same time while you're not laughing, that is insane.
It's not just even that. It's even to try and react to the things that the other person to the person you're pranking. It's a lot of things. Yeah. It's a lot of things to process.
And I heard apparently part of their rehearsal was they would go out into the world in character and they would just practice to see if they could keep it up without laughing.
Oh my God.
That must have been. They did that in London before they even got to the States. They would just practice.
That must have been one hell of a bonding experience for the two. That's why I think the chemistry worked really well. That's why they worked really, really well in this movie.
and she considers him like her dad, like a second dad or something like that.
That's kind of cute.
I mean,
it's really cute.
You really gotta trust a guy, to go into a room with Rudy Giuliani by yourself.
Oh God, that was so traumatic.
Oh my lord!
I couldn't imagine. But before we get to that, I also wanted to say about these two. It's amazing how, like I said earlier, di siya nilamon ni Borat, and that's just how.
Yes.
That's something I appreciate in improv also, because a lot of this movie is improv, and one important part in improv is like not steamrolling anything. So you're supposed to be a very generous scene partner. You have to give and take. You have to yes and everything. So just seeing this just shows they're brilliant improvisers, because they each have their shining moments. And as big as Sacha Baron Cohen is already as a comedian, he just doesn't hesitate to share the limelight or give her moments. So that's why it worked, because you don't see any asshole comedian. Sometimes they want to steal the show. They want the attention to be on themselves, because like, I'm the comedian, I'm the star. I did not feel this from SBC at all. He's such a generous improviser, and I really appreciated that.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, which is amazing, because you said everything that I had questions for in my mind. Because I wanted to ask you the exact same question about as an improv actress. I said, oh, that's perfect. She answered my question, so I don't need to ask that anymore.
I read your mind. I was just kidding.
Yeah.
But no, really, that's how a good scene works. It's the funny things aren't always in the big slapstick humor and taking all the limelight for yourself. It's the magic of improv when you just see something unfold, especially a relationship like this, that's father and daughter. This movie, actually, what I really liked about it had heart.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
that's what
absolutely.
That's what I noticed.
Me feel like, oh,
that's what surprised me.
Which is why I appreciated this movie more than the first one. It doesn't mean that
as well.
Because of this, I mean, I understand what the first movie's intentions were, and I do understand what the workarounds for the second movie were, given the circumstances after the repercussions of the first movie. But they were still able to pull it off in such a way that the story made sense. It wasn't just about the pranks or about the social commentary. They actually had heart, because you could see it in the relationship between Borat and Tutar, where they initially start off as, estranged family members, because I don't think Borat knew he had a daughter, and then you see them slowly bonding.
Yeah,
which is
I think he knew. He just didn't consider her worth his attention because she wasn't male.
Yes, according to Kazakh culture.
He was such an asshole to her at the start.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I can't take you to America. Here, have an onion. Or was it an onion?
She took a bite.
It was an onion. Yeah. Here, have an onion. Shut up.
What did you do to Johnny? What did you do to Johnny? He ate himself. Oh, please, nail it back. We'll send her back.
Anjo is absolutely right. For me, I loved the first movie because it was like a kick in the head, honestly. You didn't see it coming. You didn't expect it. It shocked you. It surprised you in all those ways.
May I say something about the first movie?
Are you going to say it in a Kazakh accent?
Are you going to say that you watched it a bajillion times?
Maybe. No.
Was it?
That scene where Borat and Azamat were fighting and chasing each other in a hotel still cracks me up to this day. That shit does not get old. You cannot have a fat, a stocky Kazakh, fat old guy running and chasing a tall Kazakh, a younger Kazakh, a tall, younger Kazakh guy with a fucking dildo around the hotel. Mind you, they're both naked too.
Yes. How could I?
It's one of those things you guys have to see. We can't really explain it. You just gotta see it for yourselves if you haven't already. If you know what we're talking about, yes, you agree with us.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, I suggest you check it out.
In the second movie, it was never going to be as shocking or surprising because we already knew who Borat was, right? But what they did to make up for it was, yes, they put in a lot of heart, and that's what I appreciated in this.
I went into it expecting the crazy humor of the first one, shock value.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But
yes,
while watching it, of course, there are a lot of laughs in between, a lot of, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. But at the end of it it gets all warm and fuzzy, which I really didn't expect from it. Like we're talking about it now. Like, okay, Borat, there's a lot to say about the humor, but what we're really raving about is how nice it was in a very touching way.
I think Borat has an intellectual, social. It's an intellectual social commentary with a lot of, hidden behind stupid pranks and stupid antics. That's what Borat is. Even the second
essentially.
Part. Yeah, but I don't know. Tutar is really my favorite character right now. Tutar is the standout. Like even in the first one, I loved Azamat. But Tutar is went above and beyond what Azamat was. Especially when she wanted that cake with a baby on it and she swallowed the baby.
Oh
Best
my God. And when they
there is baby in me. I want it out now.
I gave my daughter the baby. Oh shit.
I am her father, yes. I am her father. I just wanted to give my daughter pleasure. So, I put it in her. Like, oh my God.
And they were talking to a pastor.
They did this at the women's health, at the conservative women's health help desk.
Yeah, the dude was a pastor or something.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
It's like it's like this conservative version of Planned Parenthood where they try to talk you out of getting an abortion. You know what I mean?
So it's anti-Planned Parenthood.
Kind of. That thing. But okay, let's get to our favorite gags or our favorite parts. We've already talked about how great it was as a commentary and
I think that
how
was
great
my
the story
favorite
was.
gag.
Yeah.
The baby.
Oh.
No, I think it would be Mike Pence. It might be the Mike Pence one because of the scale of it.
Oh yeah.
That or the baby, just because Tutar, man. Tutar was just really amazing in this.
For me, my favorite was, I think it was the most low-key gag in the whole movie, but I really, I'm sorry, mababaw, but I really like Borat dictating his faxes to that poor print shop guy. Even the emojis, I loved it.
I like the please put sup, S-U-P. He faxes back saying sup, question mark.
Right? But you know what's crazy is you realize that the producers had to set up a long distance number for this poor man to fax that to and get faxes back just to continue that ridiculous conversation.
I think
I was wondering while watching it how long it must have taken them because they literally, of course, they had to edit it because God knows how long that really went, right? But it's like, my God, they must have been there for days.
There's something I have to ask though, like when they're doing this whole unsuspecting, they're pranking unsuspecting people. How much of the stuff that comes out of their mouths is what they actually think and believe, and how much of it is just trying not to offend the foreigner? Like maybe they're just trying to humor Borat. Maybe they don't mean the things they say.
Yeah.
But then they say things that are completely uncalled for, and I realize that humans are horrible.
You know what's disgusting? No, the thing.
People are terrible.
The most disgusting thing I've seen in this movie was at the plastic surgeon's clinic. When Tutar was saying, "Do you want to sex attack me? Would you sex attack me?" Then the guy, this doctor, professional mind you, says, "If your father wasn't here, oh my God." I was like, Puta, dude, I couldn't believe what he said.
Exactly.
So
because that wasn't something that was prompted at all.
Yep. I wasn't even sure if he meant it. I don't know if he meant,
or if he was just he was just being polite. I don't think that's polite.
That is not.
I don't know.
At all.
It's just like a slap to the face at how at what reality is like for some people.
I got another one. How about that high society debut?
Oh my!
The debutante's ball.
Oh my God!
That one. Where that old dude said that he could sell his daughter for $500.
Oh my
God. He didn't say. He was
worth $500.
Tutar was worth $500.
Right. And then his daughter was like,
"That's disgusting."
Daddy, it was disgusting.
No, she literally moved away from him.
Mm-hmm.
That was even more disgusting than the whole menstruation gag.
That was funny. That was
That-
hilarious.
that was
wasn't
funny.
disgusting. That wasn't disgusting anymore by that point. That was funny.
'cause
Yeah,
he couldn't get
exactly.
over what the guy said. It's like, okay.
Yeah, but I was watching like with my mom, so it was hard to laugh.
Why
It
would
was
you watch
very
it with your
difficult.
mom?
Why would you watch
I
it?
don't know. I saw the
Why
I saw the first one with my parents. It was
Misha.
funny then.
Misha,
What?
you're a smart.
What?
You're a smart man. I know you are. I've read your movie reviews, but why would you do that? That is not a very smart decision to make. Why would you watch this movie with your mom?
I don't know. Again, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Hey, there's a new movie. Yay! We can watch that. Oh, no, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. So, what have I done?
Somebody did not screen his viewing partners for this movie.
It started out okay. She was cool with the monkey being eaten. She was cool with the rednecks being made fun of, but then that happened.
So what happened? What did she say?
Oh my god, it was so quiet. It was so quiet. So much quiet.
After the movie, when the credits started rolling, then she look at you and just like shake her head. Just like, my
No,
son.
no, I didn't bother to stay and find out. I just left.
It's like
I
watching.
just like,
It's like watching.
first one's better, and then I left.
It's like watching Eurotrip with your parents. It's not a good idea.
Nope.
Yeah, don't do that either.
Nope.
My favorite gag would have to be when he was so confused because there was after he and Tutar argued. They had this big fight, and then he also realized, oh, I failed my mission, and he wanted to, end things for himself. And he went to this Jewish church, and the line just really got
The synagogue.
me. Like, yeah, the
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 synagogue.
synagogue.
He was like, I come in as a
A
traditional
typical
Jew. Yeah, typical Jew. And then he walks
That
in.
was so wrong.
Oh my god, that was so bad. That was
That
so
was
bad.
so offensive.
He had devil wings
Devil
on,
horns,
a bag of
devil
money.
wings, a long
And
nose.
fake
Oh
nose.
my god.
It was so bad.
That was so... I'm sorry. Well, I laughed really hard
but
at that part. But
the-
that was also a part with Harte when he started talking
Yeah.
to the old ladies, the sweet old
Yep.
ladies
Yeah, the
who were
old
like,
lady was awesome.
yeah, and they were like, yes, the Holocaust did happen. And he's like, yes, it happened. I'm like, okay.
Apparently, I read about this, how that old woman's family actually sued
Yes.
SBC
Yes.
because they thought that he took advantage of her until he was able to produce footage that showed that he actually broke character to tell her what they were doing because he was so moved by her kindness.
Yeah. That was sweet.
That he actually broke character to explain what he was doing, why he was acting like such an idiot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it was
And-
just the ladies
yeah.
really trying to like squeeze him.
Make money off of SBC.
Yeah, exactly. To extort him
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah, well, the judge threw it out as soon as he saw the footage. He's like, your mother knew what she was doing. You can't lie.
Yeah, it was sad though that she passed away before the movie came out.
She
She
did.
seemed like a cool sort.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah. That's
But
why
that
it was
was-
the family who did the suing
that-
because she wasn't around anymore.
That was I think that was because one of the conversations in this movie that are one of the more important conversations in this movie.
Yeah, because she went
No,
through the
ooh.
Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
She
She did.
yeah.
She really
She
did.
That was
So I
amazing.
guess
Yeah.
that also shows like, okay, I can SBC can, make all these jokes, be an asshole on camera, but when it comes down
Mhm.
to it, he's
He's
a
a-
good guy because
he's a
he was
human.
like, okay, I can't do this joke. I can't do this gag to this lady without explaining
yeah.
it to her because like, oh my god,
He's a human for humans.
Exactly.
He's a human
I think
being.
what I like best about SBC, whether he's Bruno, whether it's his TV show, whether it's Borat, I like about him is that it's not just vulgar and crass and shock humor for the sake of vulgar and crass and shock humor. He has a point.
Mhm.
He's trying to tell you something.
Mhm.
And I really appreciate that. It's not just stupid for stupidity's sake. It's like a really good episode of South Park. It's going to offend you 8 different ways, but at the end of it, you probably learn something without even realizing it.
Yep.
And I like that about Borat.
Mhm.
Except now he has heart.
yeah,
And another example of a character of the heart in this movie is that babysitter that he got for Tutar.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was women empowerment.
She was like this really nice lady. Borat leaves her leaves Tutar with the lady, with the babysitter, so that he can go out and find money for her breast enlargement surgery so that she can look pretty for the new dress that they got for her wedding to Michael Pence.
I'm so sorry. I just remembered him cutting this guy's hair. Poor guy.
That guy was really patient.
every snip, like even if it wasn't even an inch, it was like a centimeter or something. Is this okay? That's fine. Is this okay? That's fine. Oh my God.
So like the babysitter apparently was under the impression they were shooting a documentary about oppressed women from Eastern European countries. She had no idea what was going on. So she really was being a good person. What you see is genuine. She's really trying to tell Tutar that you could be anything you want. You don't need to marry somebody you don't know. You can drive a car. You can get a job. You can be a journalist if that's what you want.
Or your machine won't try to eat you if you touch it.
Oh, wait. One of my favorite pranks. Sorry, I just have to... So when Tutar finally tries to touch her vagine, she goes into this conservative Christian group or women's group.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And she starts describing what masturbation was to them. It was so funny. It was so bad. And she wasn't eaten alive.
Yeah.
And she's still... of course you'd want to say that to the most conservative room you can
Oh
find.
my God, it was so funny.
Yeah, and she had the balls to do that too. I mean, that was a solo gig for her. Borat was not in that scene at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like the line of questioning that Borat asked her after was, how did you come out of your asshole? God, these guys are so good.
So, like, that babysitter, apparently, because of COVID and everything, and the COVID stuff actually starts happening halfway through the movie. Like, they start the movie, nobody's wearing masks. Around halfway through the movie, everybody's in a mask.
Yeah.
Because,
even
it happened while they were shooting
the
it.
Mike Pence rally, he was updating the people about COVID
Yeah, there were only 6 cases in America
at that time, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, nobody was wearing masks at that point.
And that's what Mike Pence was announcing, that there's only 6. Don't worry about it. The president's got this. He knows what he's doing. There's only 6 cases in the country. We're fine. We'll be fine.
Fast forward to May.
But well, that the babysitter lady, apparently that was just her side hustle. She lost her main job because of the pandemic.
What was her main job?
She's a receptionist or something.
Oh, okay.
But the cool thing is the internet found out and they did a GoFundMe and they were able to raise over $100,000 for her and her family.
Yay!
Because she said in an interview that if she'd known what they were actually shooting, then she would have asked for more money. But she has no regrets. She has no regrets. She had fun. I mean, she's glad that she made a good impression. She was just being herself. And yeah, she's touched by people who are extending the kindness that she showed to a fictitious character.
Aw, that's sweet.
No, but that was really sweet how she told her.
It was,
she was a stranger, but then she was giving her all these, life-changing advice about her future. And you don't have to get breast implants to impress a man.
That's right. Anjo, you don't need to get breast implants.
You asked me to get breast implants.
You said yes, it's too late.
Oh, God.
But yeah, apparently the babysitter and Tutar were only together for like 5-6 hours. That's all they had.
Oh.
And she got all that stuff. There's apparently hours more of it where she's just being a good person.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Well, it's nice to actually see those kind of nice people, even if, a lot of terrible people were also exposed in this movie. It's like, thank God there are still good people in this world.
Yeah.
That's true.
I remembered watching the first movie and then Borat and Azamat end up in this bed and breakfast. And you know that the characters that they portray from Kazakh fear Jews. They end up in a bed and breakfast in the first movies that was being run by this elderly Jewish couple. Do you guys remember?
Right.
Do you guys remember that scene?
Is that the one where they had to exercise their room or something?
Yeah, at a certain point when they were asleep, they were so afraid that there were 2 cockroaches that entered their room. They thought they were the Jews. And then what they did so they can escape was to throw money at the roaches to distract them because that's what Jews are known for.
offensive.
and they ran. I was like, oh my God, how offensive is this? How offensive can this movie get? This is the first one. This was the first movie.
Oh wait, speaking of offensive, I mean, Kazakhstan in the movie is pissed off at Borat, but apparently in real life, they're cool with him because they brought their country more publicity than they ever could have asked for, and it was all free.
Exactly.
Their tourism board actually adopted his slogan. It's now Kazakhstan, very nice.
Yeah, I saw that.
They must have great success now because of that.
I have no idea, but not everyone apparently was amused. Like the village they used to shoot Borat's village, it's a completely different village in this movie because the first one was so mad at him for depicting them that way.
Wawawiwa. I'm not surprised. No.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if they can make a third one, and I don't know if this movie actually helped turn the tide in the eventual US election to where SBC wanted to go. But, as far as comedy sequels go, they're usually terrible.
Yep.
But this one was
cool. This was cool.
Yeah.
This
but
one
I
was
like
really good.
I like how in both Borat movies they would balance out these terrible people with people who would actually give you hope in humanity. Like that elderly
That's
couple.
true.
Like that elderly Jewish couple I was talking about. They're really nice people.
Or that nice lady in the synagogue.
Or the nice lady in the synagogue. There you go.
And the babysitter.
Okay. So
And
now that we've established that they're good humans. I was just going to say that. I was going to say, now that we've established there are nice humans, let's talk about that one scene.
Oh my God.
You guys do it. I don't know. I can't. It's just
I can't
cringy.
believe that happened.
Okay,
I can't.
Here's the setup, right? So Tutar is chasing her dream to be a journalist against her father's wishes, but she agrees to meet with Giuliani to interview former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who is, of course, President Trump's legal advisor and number one fan, apparently. And she goes in there. Things happen. They start drinking alcohol during the interview. They end up in the bedroom. At some point, Giuliani has his hands down his pants.
Yeah.
At which point, Borat jumps out screaming, "You can't have her. She's too old for you. Take me instead."
And in the movie, she's like 15. Like, too old
and
for you.
Borat's in lingerie at this point.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that happened. You could literally see him unzipping his pants. And he defended
His hand was way in there.
Yeah. And he was defending it actually after the movie came out. He was like, "Oh no, I was just tucking in my shirt." No,
dude.
Yeah,
we all
everyone
saw
lies
it.
down on their bed to tuck in their shirt.
We all saw it,
know.
dude.
Jesus.
If you're part of the group that hangs out with Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, I kind of see what kind of person, and you're in that kind of circle. There are many things that would lead you to think that you were just tucking your shirt.
I mean, we don't really expect a lot from him, given
the track record
who he's hanging out with. But then that meme where it says our expectations were low, but holy fuck, that's exactly how it felt to me.
Here's the thing, right? After he cleaned up New York, and after he led New York, New York used to be what you see in 80s movies, what you see in Scorsese movies, what you saw in The Joker. New York was just a cesspool of crime and filth and all that. Giuliani cleaned it up. He gentrified it. He fixed it. He made it respectable. He made it Disneyland. And then 9/11 happened. He led the city through that. They got through. And then he decided he would be best friends with Donald Trump to the world. And I don't know. I don't think there's much lower you can go at this point. I mean, after that press conference next to the porn shop.
Oh, God.
Well, us watching Borat 2, that's a different kind of low. I mean,
that's true.
I mean, albeit we watched it later than some people did because, the Philippines had it later on Amazon Prime. Sponsorship.
I like your segue in that you didn't have one.
I'm not hiding it behind pranks.
Of course not. No. But if you want to wear lingerie, it's cool.
I'm not. Maybe you are. Is that why your screen's blacked out?
Well, I'm not answering that question. But yes, the Giuliani scene, the actors have refused to comment one way or the other. They've been very consistent in telling the media that it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You all saw it, we saw it, draw your own conclusions. We're not going to point you in one direction or the other.
I like how they're being very vague about it.
Because, they don't want to get sued by, Giuliani and all his friends.
Those statements say a lot, though. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It means like something...
Because if it wasn't, they could have just said it.
Yeah, something was up. We just don't want to say anything about it. It's another way of putting it.
And the movie was actually supposed to come out after the elections. I think MJ mentioned earlier, they made it a point to bring it out before the elections because they felt that strongly about it.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted people to see this so that they could make a proper decision, quote unquote. So I don't care what your political leanings are. I don't think, a 70-year-old man should be having his hand down his pants during an interview with a 15-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, sorry, I just have to mention this. Remember his son from the first movie, Huey Lewis, by the way, because Borat was such a disappointment to the great country of Kazakhstan. His family disowned him. So his son named Huey Lewis says, I changed my name. It's now Jeffrey Epstein because I am so ashamed of you. So sorry. Oh my God, this movie.
Yeah. Okay, as much as we've described so many amazing gags and moments from this film, it's never going to be as funny if you haven't seen it or if you just take it from us. Go watch Borat's subsequent movie film and see what we're talking about. Because we don't do it justice. We're here singing praises about it, but you just really got to watch it to appreciate what it is. It's a comedy with a lot of OMG moments, but has a lot of heart. And that's what I really appreciated about it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mind you, it was
satire with a point, and it had something to say. It wasn't afraid to say it, and you're right. It elevated the character, which is something I never thought I would say about this character.
Yeah, mind you,
Borat is ridiculous, but
so is Tutar.
He's ridiculous in a way we can get behind. Yeah, definitely.
But
I think as long as Borat is less ridiculous than the guy in the White House, he will always have an audience.
Yes. Mind you, we've said we've described so many scenes of it, but they will always come as a surprise to you if you watch them. These are the scenes that you have to see for yourselves to understand what we're talking about.
Okay, so that was another episode of Sub-Auteurs. Yeah.
I would say that this episode of the Sub-Auteurs is great success.
Yeah.
Wawa Weeba.
Thank you for not doing that for the last hour.
Oh, thank God.
Oh my God. I had to, because there's so there's so much things to talk about. I couldn't sneak in like impressions. I'm so surprised with myself.
Oh, look at you.
I'm grateful. That's what I am. I'm grateful that you did not. Thank you so much.
Patay ka sa opisina, Misha.
Oh, no. He's gonna do
You
Borat.
can't do that to me.
He's gonna do a Borat
Don't you
impressions
dare.
while we play Call of Duty.
Oh,
Yes.
God. I know where your toys are.
That's true.
In the drawer. In the
Title of your sex
bedside
tape,
table.
Misha. I know.
Okay.
Maturity does not exist in this dojo.
No, it does not. And well, we're the Sub-Auteurs, the very immature Sub-Auteurs. My name is MJ.
I'm Anjo.
I'm Misha. Catch Borat too. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yes, facebook.com/Sub-Auteurs. And we'll see you again next week. This is a Big Baby Studios production.
Hooray!
Great success.
Oh, God.
Wawa Weebo. Oh my God, Borat.
How many years were you doing that after seeing the first movie? Like, seriously.